experience of starting something, starting a gym membership, starting a health program, starting a wealth creation program, getting 2 or 3 steps into it, and then actually finding themselves getting sidetracked or derailed or off target or caught up in something else. What probably has happened to you? Does anybody here know somebody who's done that? Does anybody know somebody intimately who's done that? Say hi. You can put your hands up, tell lies, other things as well. And so for me, the biggest mistake I see people make is they don't clean up their stories. Their wounds, their old belief systems, their old value systems around what does money mean? Am I worth it? Can I make more than my parents? What if I've got millions of dollars? What does that say about who I am as a person? How does that fit with my other values? Yada, yada, yada. Will I lose my friends if I have $5 million and they have $1 million? Where does that put me in my social class? All that stuff. Debt. What does it mean to lie in bed at night and have $3 million of debt? All of that stuff is the key, my friends. Because as I said to you earlier this morning, put your hands up nice and high if you want to be rich and wealthy and abundant. Nice and high, put that. Everyone in the room, that's why you're here. If you want to be healthy and live to like 80, 90, 110 years old, if you're honest, yeah, your spouse is in the room, put your hand up. Who considers themselves to be honest? Who likes to consider themselves? Who values honesty as a value? And yet, we do some different stuff. Why people do what they do, my friends, is a curious, curious conundrum. Now, let me ask you, would it be useful if we had a way of teaching you why people do what they do, and then actually allowed you to look at your own actions and your own behaviours and actually elicit from the stories what's been holding you back, so you can actually rewrite your stories around money, so you can rewrite your stories around health, so you can rewrite your stories around relationships to have them be any stories that you want them to be. Would that be useful, yes or no? Yes. Would you like to learn to do that, yes or no? Yes. Right, we'll get pen and paper, here we go. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to be able to do that in 10 minutes. But I want you to get this. We're going to play another round of the property game, I think. One more or 2 more? I think just one more. One more round of the property game. And as this next game unfolds, already there are people in this room who are at 5 million, people at 3, people at 1. And all we've done is a mock version of 3 years. If we play this game for 10 years, do you think those figures would get further and further spread out? Yes or no? Yes. Is the game of life at least 10 years long? We would hope so. If there's some stories in your life that are preventing you from getting the results that you want, in your health, in your money, and your relationships, and they're all the same things. Your health, your money, relationships are all the same things. My advice to you would be to get some coaching and some teaching on how to deal with those stories. Because my experience from being in personal development with Tony, with Deepak, with John Gray, with great teachers for the last 15 years, is that the stories that are running your life are holding you back from getting whatever it is that you want. We're going to play another round of the game in a minute. Before we do that, here's what I'd like to tell you. In 10 weeks' time, on the sunny Gold Coast, where the sunshine is beautiful, the skies are blue, I'm going to be running a 3-day event on the Gold Coast. We've run this event before in Sydney. The program is called Authentic Results. It's about creating for yourself authentic results in your life. You have a look on the table in front of you. There should be a little brochure somewhere on your table. Or just grab a little brochure for me. You can do that. Some of it passes around your table. That would be good. We've run this program before in Sydney. We ran it in May. People had an incredible time. We ran it in North Sydney. And we charged $29.95 for the event. We actually did it for 4 days, that event, but I found I could talk less and get the same outcome. I'm going to run the same event. Here's going to be the outcome of the event. Explain to you why people do what they do. Teach you some practical psychology. Allow you the opportunity to work out what's been the stories that are running your life. Stories, there's only 3. Your stories around money, your stories around your health, your stories around your relationships. Elicit those stories, screw them up, throw them out the window, and create some new stories. It's a storytelling program, my friends. And I'm going to tell you, all of your life, whether you like gardening, whether you like working out, whether you like doing your taxes and paperwork, are all just stories. None of it's real. We make everything up. So one of my strong beliefs is if you're going to make stories up, who'd like to have good stories? Let me just take this question, make sure you're awake. Everyone just put your left hand on nice and high. Nice and high, can? Everyone put your right hand up, actually got a spare arm that's working just in case. Who likes movies? Likes movies, okay. Anybody watch a movie more than once? Anybody watch a movie, like who's liked the movie so much that you bought the movie because you wanted to have a copy of it? Get a life, you people. What do you think it's going to be the same? It's going to be different every time, right? Why would you watch a movie again and again? Because you like it. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Yes. Would you watch a movie again and again you don't like? Would that be silly to do? Yes or no? Yes. Would you buy a movie you don't like? No. Why would you do that? Because it's not fun. Do people have stories that are running their life that are not fun? Yes or no? Yes. Do people run stories in their life that they don't enjoy and don't make them feel good? Yes or no? Yes. Why do they do that? They're just old stories. You've got to find a way to get rid of them. So that's what we're going to teach over 3 days. It's a great event, very small, intimate experience. It's going to be $29.95. I found that if people come and spend 1 hour working with me one-on-one, and there's actually some people in this room who are actually doing that right now, if they do that, they'll get a lot more out of the events. I currently charge $3,500 a month for coaching. $3,500 a month, which works out to be about $875 for an hour of one-on-one time. People, and I'm not there to love you and like you during that 1 hour. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't have a lot of time to deal with you, so it's like I'm just going to tell you the truth straight up front about what's going on in your life. Because my job is to serve you. And sometimes people that are close to you don't serve you because they don't tell you the truth. Does that make sense for you guys? Yes or no? Yeah. Now, if you have a look at the program, that's whatever that is. Here's what I'd like to be able to do. I love Jason Whitney. I love Shay. I love his kids. They're awesome. And we get along so well. We're friends now for 5 or 6 years, and we're going to be lifelong friends, I can just feel. He's a beautiful man. Everyone take out your pen and write down your hand. And the blank box right there, if you're a single person, I would like you to come to this event for $495. Write that down. Write it down. $495, that's all. For 3 days, come experience the sunny Gold Coast. We've set the program up so you can fly in Friday morning, you can fly out Sunday night. It's the 5th, 6th, 7th, the first weekend in December. You only miss 1 day of work, 1 day away, want to stay longer you can. It's going to be the Q1 building on the Gold Coast. And for 3 days, for $495, if you're a couple, you can both come for $795. Write that down. $795. We have already booked the room. The room only holds a limited number of people. We've got 18 spaces available for people from Melbourne. This is the 4th one of these we've done in a row. We were in Perth last week, Sydney 2 weeks before that, Brisbane 2 weeks, 3 weeks before that. So we've got about 18 spots for people to come spend 3 days with us. I promise you, if you do that, it will be an extraordinary experience. All you do is just fill the paperwork in, hand it to me sometime today before we get out of here. Other than that, that's it. Any questions about any of what I've talked to you tonight?